Hello everyone, I'm Dwayne and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a Quad Cortex tone recreation for the new Spiritbox song, Perfect Soul. And I thought today we're going to do something a little bit different that I don't usually do, and we're going to use one of the Archetype plugins to try and achieve this sound. It is a high gain tone, so I thought the Archetype Gojira plugin would be perfect for this. As you know, if you own the Quad Cortex, there's plugin support at the moment. There's Archetype Gojira, Archetype Pliny, and then we've got Fort Nameless, and I can't remember what the other one is, but we're getting plugins slowly on the Quad Cortex, and coinciding with this video actually is the Neural DSP Black Friday sale, which starts in a couple of days, and it's a good chance to get this plugin at 50% off. I'm not selling anything, this isn't sponsored or anything, don't worry, but I thought this tone would benefit greatly from the Archetype Gojira plugin. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to try and replicate the tone as best we can using the Archetype Gojira. And I figured we would just dive right in. I've listened to the song a few times, and I am using a pitch shifter to go down to drop F, which is what Mike plays in. But let's just get the ball rolling. So we're going to put on noise gate on here, and for the moment we're just going to keep it at the default. I'm going to use the input gate control because it's not like a super gated genty tone or anything, thank goodness. And we're going to go to plugins, and immediately I know for this sound we're going to use the Gojira AM3, the RST, and then I'm going to pair that with the Gojira Cab 3. So without any tweaks to the amp or anything like that, this is kind of what we have. And pardon the sloppy playing, but I only just kind of learnt how to play this song just before when I was messing around. But as you can see, it's not quite the sound of the song. So I'm just going to play the intro of the song, but you can kind of hear. So you can hear that it's a pretty high gain tone, but it's got a lot of clarity to it. So that signals to me, and it's pretty much a given on any metal tone, you're going to want an overdrive pedal to act as an EQ, but also to kind of give us a little extra boost on the amp. And we're going to use the Gojira overdrive pedal. So this is default settings, and it's probably going to be a bit much. So it sounds very flubby. It's like someone put a blanket over our tone. So my first instinct on here is to drop this to like 2, because we don't want too much distortion coming from the pedal. We do want to add a little bit because I can hear it's a very full-ish rhythm tone, and we probably want to drive the level up to about 7. We're going to keep the tone at 5 for a moment, but I think we're probably going to want to put the tone up a little bit for this one too. Something I don't usually do on overdrive pedals, but we will today. I can hear that has definitely increased our sound. It's made it sound a lot better. Still, it's obviously not there just yet. We're going to make a few more tweaks yet to this, starting with the amp. So my instinct is to actually put the gain up to 6 on here. I can hear there is too much bass in our tone, so we're going to drop that down to 4. And we immediately should notice a difference already. still, it doesn't have that punch to it. It's missing that kind of mid-range, forward, in-your-face side of clarity that Mike is getting in his tone. So that signals to me that we probably want to put up the mid to about 6, and probably even put the treble up to 6 as well, just a tiny little bit. And we're going to hear how that sounds now. Sounds a lot better already. I don't know if you can hear that coming through, but I can hear it. Still a little bit fizzy and boomy, but we are going to take care of that shortly. I think we probably want to put the presence up just a little bit as well, just to kind of make it a little bit more of a forward tone. And that will probably get us in the vicinity, I reckon. You can hear the presence has really made the difference there. Still, it's not very nice sounding tone. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to show you a little trick here. So I'm going to change from the 414 microphone, that's the default on here. I'm going to change it to a Ribbon 121 because a little unknown thing about the Ribbon 121 mic is it naturally rolls off the extreme highs. And it gives you that more tighter, natural low end. You're going to hear that's probably changed the sound dramatically alone. You hear it now, can't you? Yeah. Okay, so I usually don't touch the mics, but in the instance of this particular Spiritbox sound, you kind of have to touch the mics, I think. It's just because this kind of tone, it relies on a bit of soundscaping, I guess, is a good way of describing it. Just because you need to kind of sculpt this tone just a little bit, just because it is very much not just an amp-driven tone. They rely a lot of what they do in the studio as well. So we're trying to replicate an amp tone from the studio here. So we're going to move the SM57. Whoops, wrong one. We're going to move the SM57 slightly to the center of the cone. Maybe there. We'll see what that lands us. Maybe about there. So yeah, I'm still obviously learning how to play the song, but I think you can hear that kind of gives us a little bit more brightness. We may end up tweaking that. But we're going to kind of see where we land on that. So let's just play around with that for a second just to hear if that has given us a little bit more brightness on that. We are going to adjust the Ribbon 121 as well. Sounds okay to me for now. Now for the Ribbon 121. We're going to adjust the Ribbon 121 as well. Do we want to kind of move this out? This is here. I think that little slight little movement may have been the thing that we needed. Yeah, okay. So I think we're getting closer. One problem that we now have is we need EQ in this tone. I might actually use the parametric... do I want to use the parametric 3 or the parametric 8? Let's see. How many cuts am I going to need to make here? Well, I need to do low end, high end, low mid cut probably. And maybe remove, do like a mid-range boost or something as well. Just to be safe, I'm going to do a parametric 8 in here. And I can hear, for this one, we want to do high pass. And we probably want to do that around, 100 actually. That's pretty good. And for the second change, we probably want to do, about 250 actually. But we probably don't want to cut as aggressively. We probably only want to do about -2 at 250. At 3, I'm just kind of guessing here at the moment, just based on kind of what I know roughly is kind of, the sort of improvements I want to make to the tone. I think for here, I actually want to do a boost of, say, 2 for the moment. Just for a mid-range boost for attacking clarity, basically. So let's hear where we got here. Yeah, that sounds pretty good to me. I might actually knock the gain down. But then pump the overdrive all the way up. I actually don't know what kind of amp 3 is on Gojira either, so... Maybe a little bit more distortion. That sounds pretty damn good to me. I think one thing missing here is, where is 4? We want a low pass here, and we probably want to do that. We'll probably want to do about 9 or 10k. I'm guessing maybe around about 9. And maybe a little bit more gain. That sounds pretty good to me. Let's do a little comparison to the song. This has actually happened really quick. The Gojira is an amazing plugin. So there's this little part that... Let's go back to the start and just compare again. I'm not going to do the clean parts or anything like that, but we're just going to play along and tweak. I think there needs to be a little tweak here. I think we can actually go up even more in the gain. Okay, some observations here is that the gain had to come up. We were actually running pretty low on the gain, and his tone actually has a little bit more gain in there than I could hear initially. So. Yeah, so you can actually hear that there's more gain in there than it appears. This amp here as well, whatever model this amp is, it's not acting like a EVH5150. Maybe that's what the hot amp is for. This amp is acting a little bit different because if you did this much gain on a 5153, like the stock one, it would be too much gain for this sound, but it seems like the gain has to come up on here, even though we are boosting it pretty aggressively on the overdrive pedal and stuff. Let's just check our output levels here, okay? It sounds pretty good to me. I'm actually going to compare it to the song again. This is probably going to be the final comparison. We've already been copyright detected probably on here anyway, but this isn't about making money. It's just about trying to get the tone. Obviously, there's a clean tone in here as well. I'm not doing that. I'm focusing on the heavy tone, basically. Okay, so let's revise what we've got here because we ended up with settings that I wasn't expecting to kind of get to be honest. I wasn't expecting this much gain, but it's kind of, you can hear, it's such a tight sound. Now, the input gate could probably go up like a little bit. Now, I don't know if I'm actually playing the song correctly, but I think I've got the intro down pat. I think that's pretty good. We've got a little bit of distortion on the pedal. I think the tone actually could probably come up, come to think of it. Oh, that's done it. That's done it. That's what we needed. So we put 7 on the game. We knocked the bass down a little bit. We put the mid up, treble up, presence up, and then obviously everything else has been left the same. On the cabinet, we moved the SM57 a little bit towards the center. We moved the Ribbon R21 out a little bit towards the edge. And we put that from the condenser 414. And the reason we did that is because the ribbon the ribbon 121, it naturally kind of rolls off the extreme highs. It's a really good mic for that. And then paired with the SM57, which is obviously a little bit brighter, and we're moving that to the center to make it even brighter. And then at the end here, we're doing some standard little cuts. We've got a high pass at around about 100. Then we're doing a low mid cut at the 250 of 2 decibels here. And that Q size could probably come down, to be honest with you. I think that's probably too high. That sounds better. Yeah, so we're doing that kind of low mid cut here, which will remove boominess in the low mids because I was finding it was a bit booming at the start. And then we're doing a mid-range boost at the 1500 mark of 2 decibels. And this kind of just adds attack and clarity because you can hear he's doing stuff like... Obviously, I'm butchering that part there. And that's pretty much the tone. We didn't really do much. And of course, actually, we got a low pass at the 9K mark. But that's the tone. We're actually going to save this. What's this song called? Perfect Soul. And I'm going to upload this to the cloud. Of course, I'm going to do that right now. Done. So there you have it. We've got a pretty... it's a pretty basic preset, to be honest with you. You know, it's just a standard kind of rhythm sounding tone. But basically, yeah, you can hear we've got a pretty good rhythm tone here. It would sound great in the hands of a great guitarist. So give it a try, let me know, download it. And yeah, I'm not going to be making it a habit to be using these plugins, obviously, all the time. But there's a Neural DSP Black Friday sale coming up. It's going to be 50% off. So just head to their website and buy it if you don't have it, because it's really good for high gain tones on the Quad Cortex, as you can hear. We could have achieved this using stock amps as well, don't get me wrong. But yeah, I just want to use the plugins because we've got a sale coming up and it's a good opportunity for you to kind of download a preset and nail the song. So thank you very much for watching. And if you meant to end this video, leave me a comment below. Let me know if you have any requests for songs that you'd like to see me try and tackle next. Keep in mind, guitar skills are very limited, so I focus primarily on the tone. These are not meant to be playthrough videos. They're not meant to be accurate in terms of recreating the song. I'm trying to go for the tone. That's it. So if you make a request for something, I can't promise you it's going to sound amazing, but I am going to do my best to try and get you a tone on the Quad Cortex and put it on the cloud. So this is linked in the description. If you liked what you saw, consider subscribing because I do this stuff regularly. And as I said, take requests from people. So leave a comment. And if you download this and play around with it, I'd love to know what you think of it as well and how it sounds with your guitar. But yeah, thank you very much for watching and hopefully I'll see you in another video. See ya.